Interim Spurs boss Igor Tudor will talk to the media at Hotspur Way on Friday at 1:30. Former Spurs striker Ferdinand has stated that he has reservations about Tottenham's new head coach. The Daily Telegraph has stated that key sponsors have been left unimpressed by Tottenham and some will not be continuing their partnerships with the club beyond the summer. Spurs Women boss Martin Ho on the FA Cup tie at London City Lionesses on Monday evening, and various reports are stating that general admission tickets, the season tickets at Tottenham, have been frozen for the 26-27 campaign. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, just before I get into it, I'd just like to tell you about a charity challenge that channel regular Craig Dearman and I will be participating in March at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. Now myself and channel regular Craig Dearman will be supporting the London Ambulance charity by taking part in the big stadium ab sale on the 19th of March 2026. Now, I've got to say, I actually did the Skywalk a couple of years ago, and this was a big thing for me because I am not that fond of heights, and neither is Craig, to be honest. But this time it is going to be completely different because we are both abseiling down the side of the South Stand, and we are absolutely petrified. Now, the London Ambulance Service actually approached us to do this to raise as much money as we can for them. I couldn't turn this down because, of course, this place is very close to my heart. Now, we will be descending down 42 metres back to the ground, raising vital funds for life-saving equipment and CPR training across London, as well as supporting well-being initiatives for the dedicated staff. Now, if you can help us and donate anything you can, the link is on the screen now. It is www.justgiving.com/page/Tottenham Stadium, and your support is always really, really appreciated. Now, if you'd actually like to get involved and join Craig and I on the 19th of March at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by taking part in the Skywalk and abseiling down the side of the South Stand, it would be great to see you there cheering us on, and we can also cheer you on as well. But get involved, visit the London Ambulance website for all of the details, and thank you so much for all of your incredible support. Let's start by talking about this weekend's Premier League fixtures. 5 games will take place on Saturday. Aston Villa will take on Leeds. Brentford will take on Brighton. Chelsea against Burnley. West Ham United will take on Bournemouth. And then Manchester City will take on Newcastle. 4 games will take place on Sunday. Crystal Palace will take on Wolves. Nottingham Forest against Liverpool at the City Ground. Sunderland will take on Fulham. And then in the 4:30pm kickoff on Sunday, it is the huge game for Spurs as they take on North London rivals Arsenal. Monday night football will be Everton against Manchester United. Now, going into the North London derby on Sunday, Tottenham Hotspur are 16th in the Premier League table. We have played 26 games. We have won 7, we have drawn 8, and we have lost 11. We have scored 36 goals. We have conceded 37. We have a goal difference of -1. We have 29 points. We are just 5 points above the bottom 3. The visitors, Arsenal, are currently top of the Premier League table. They have 58 points from 27 games. They are 5 points clear of second place Manchester City, and City have a game in hand. Now, the Spurs v Arsenal game, of course, is Igor Tudor's first game in charge of Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, he will manage Tottenham for the next 12 or the remaining 12 Premier League games of this season. And, of course, at least 2 Champions League games. Now, Igor Tudor will face the media on Friday from 1:30 p.m. at Hotspur Way. Now, former Tottenham Hotspur striker Les Ferdinand has been talking about Spurs appointing Igor Tudor. He has come out and said he is short-term, he is left field in terms of what they are going for. They need someone to come in and make an impact. My reservation and my concern would be the fact he knows nothing about the Premier League. He has not managed there. That might be a good thing because he'll probably come in without any worries about what it is. It is about winning games, but history and experience tends to tell you that a manager coming in normally needs a bit of time to learn the league. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that he can hit the ground running because Tottenham find themselves in a pretty precarious position at the moment. Now, the Daily Telegraph have just reported that one of Tottenham Hotspur's most long-standing key sponsors has already notified the club that their partnership will cease in the summer, with others now thinking about whether to continue or not. Now, the Telegraph then go on to say that the reasons for a number of companies considering their positions right now is the fact that the club have failed to present a clear roadmap or assurances of how they plan to improve domestic performances and results. It then goes on to say that the club's instability to sign the best players, clients have been left unimpressed by the number of empty seats inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for big matches, and the anger of the fans booing on a consistent basis. The Telegraph report then goes on to say many sponsors have been dismayed at the lack of communication from the very top figures at the club since Daniel Levy's departure, with many yet to be introduced to Vinay Venkatesham and the Lewis family. Now, former Tottenham Hotspur boss Ange again on Thursday was a guest on The Overlap. He was talking about Bilbao and Spurs winning the Europa League in May. He said we had 3 unbelievable days, Bilbao, and then the bus parade outside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and that's worth more than anything in life. That will stand the test of time. I think if I ever go back to Tottenham in 10 years' time, I think I'd be received well because of that. Ange Postecoglou about Christian Romero. He said, I love him. He plays on the edge. He'd scare people in training. And I love the way that he talks. Would you rather have Roy Keane in your team or against you? We would have never run that far without Christian Romero. Kickoff was about to happen and he was taking our team into Manchester United's half for the huddle because our supporters were down at that end. He is not scared of anything. He is a winner and I love winners. Ange Postecoglou also told The Overlap that he didn't think that Spurs would have won the Europa League without Christian Romero. Talking about Mickey van der Ven, he said he is a top player. He could be as good as he wants to. Now, it's just been widely reported that Tottenham Hotspur have frozen their season ticket prices for next season. This is general admission tickets, I might add. The reports are also stating that Tottenham have the second most expensive adult season ticket price in the Premier League, and that is £2,223. Now, on Monday evening, the Tottenham Hotspur Women are in FA Cup action in the 5th round away at London City Lionesses, 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Ahead of this game, I caught up with Spurs Women boss Martin Ho. This is what he had to say.
Hi Martin, I hope you're well. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's not too bad, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Can we start with team news, please?
Yeah, the same as well as last game. Charlie Grant's now back in contention. She's now trained fully this week, so she's doing well up to now and she'll be in contention for the weekend. So apart from that, well, as we were.
We talked a little bit about the FA Cup, of course, in FA Cup action on Monday evening. What's the FA Cup mean to you, the players and the club?
Yeah, it's a prestigious competition. It's something we want to go far in. It's something that the club has got to a final in already, and definitely to staff and players, it's an important competition, as I said, but it's important for us to make sure that we can go as far as we can. And if we want to be a successful team, we should want to be in the latter stages of these competitions.
Martin, of course, London City back in November, the away game was a very tough game, losing 4-2. A lot of changes have been made to this team, to their team. What sort of game are you expecting and what you made then this season?
Yeah, a tough one. Very good overall squad depth, a good blend of experience and youth, and I think they've grown. They've now got a new coach. They're playing slightly a different way now to what they have before. But I think in the games they've been in, Manchester United last weekend, and then before that when they played Manchester City and so on, they've been competitive in those games. So we know it's going to be tough, but we just have to turn up and apply ourselves, because the last game we played there, I thought we were very good with the ball, but defensively we wasn't great, and that's something we need to put right.
Martin, talking about last week, of course, scoring 7 against Villa at Villa Park. Let's be fair and honest about it. It could have been double that. In the final third, you're exceptional. Talking about the defensive side of things, conceding 3. What have you been working on this week, and what's been the message to the players? Because I'm sure that you would have been very happy with that attacking performance. Yeah,
happy with the attacking performance. There's still areas we can be better. We can still grow in how we build up and how we approach that attacking third. There's still a lot of room for growth. As you said, there could have been a lot more. But I was just pleased that we were able to capitalise on a lot of those opportunities we got. In the attacking third and mid to attacking third, we were very dynamic. And then this week, we've made sure that we keep our feet grounded. One result like that doesn't make you a top team. Consistent results do. And we have to be able to deliver those ruthless performances with the ball every single week. And the defending side, as I said after the game, I don't want to concede 3 goals. We shouldn't be conceding 3 goals. We gifted them 2 of them. And if we do that at the top level, you've got to always outscore. And I don't want to have to be scoring more and more and more every single week just to outscore an opponent.
Can I just ask you about Tinker Tamberg? Of course, scored a brace last weekend. Has she been banging on your door asking to start this game against London City on Monday? Is she ready to start? Yeah, and she hasn't.
Tinks works hard and wears her heart on her sleeve. Loves Tottenham, loves Spurs. And just puts her head down. She's had some restriction on minutes in the last couple of games because of coming back from the injury she had, and to come on and score 2 goals, I think was signs of her quality, and we knew what she has. And I'm just delighted for her she got on the score sheet, because she's probably been waiting for that since the injury she had. So, when we come to the end of the week, we'll decide what's right for the team and the game plan, and whatever that is, if that's Katinka in or Katinka not in, then I expect the same performance from her throughout the game.
Martin, lastly from me, the Spurs Women have received 5 nominations at this year's London Football Awards across 4 different categories, including one for you being shortlisted for Manager of the Year, the only manager from the WSL to be listed. You must be very proud.
Yeah, delighted in terms of to be recognised and nominated, but a lot of the work probably goes behind the scenes from the staff and the players behind me, and they do a lot more of the work than I do. I just have to start City as the head coach. I'm proud for everyone, because it's a collective. All the nominations are collective. We all play part of the team. We're all in a team sport, and I think it's good recognition for the players compared to maybe where we was previously. That their qualities and their skill set, but also their performances are being recognised. Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about new interim boss Igor Tudor. He will be facing the media on Friday at Hotspur Way, and I think there are a lot of Spurs fans looking forward to this. I am one of them, certainly. I've been very impressed with what Igor Tudor has come out and said so far. I think it was just over 5 minutes in the club interview that he put out, or the club put out in the last couple of days, and I was very, very impressed with what he had to say. Talking about not playing for draws, talking about attractive football, entertaining the crowd, and most importantly, he said, there is no time for excuses. And that's exactly how I feel right now. No time for excuses, although we do have all of these injured players. Poro, Richarlison, Danso, Udogi, Kudus, Bergvall, Odegaard, Kulusevski, Maddison, Bentancur, Davis, all of those players, 11 players out. Let's wait to see if Tudor will actually give us an update on any of these players. Perhaps a player or 2 may even return for this game. Richarlison may even return for this game. Let's wait and see. But, the players that he does have available, he has come out and said, no time for excuses. It is about performances, and every single one of them, including him, needs to put a performance in on Sunday. Now, I'm hearing there'll be a TIFO at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday as well, and the crowd will have a huge part to play in such a huge game. Of course, Arsenal have just drawn 2-2 against Wolves. I think the Spurs fan base has really enjoyed the last couple of days, seeing how Arsenal have struggled in these last couple of games to pick up points. 2 draws in the last 2 games, and it's going to be interesting. But the crowd really, really do need to be up for it. The players need to be up for this fight. Remember, we are only 5 points above the relegation zone, and these players need to give absolutely everything. Whoever is on that pitch on Sunday afternoon, the players need to give their absolute all, because we need to be climbing up that Premier League table and fast, and not look over our shoulders at the likes of West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Leeds United. We need to win games and fast. Let's hope that we can start this winning run, certainly at home on Sunday. Let's wait and see. I'm really looking forward to this game, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from Igor Tudor on Friday afternoon. Now, Ange Postecoglou, he has been talking about Mickey van de Ven. He has been talking about Christian Romero. I have heard him say these things many, many times about our centre-back pairing, and he absolutely loves and adores those 2 players. And I think it was very, very obvious as well, certainly when Ange went out the door and he was sacked by the Tottenham Hotspur hierarchy, that they were very upset about it. They had a very, very good working relationship, Romero, van de Ven and Ange, and I've absolutely no doubt that Ange speaks so fondly about them. One thing I'd always say, and Ange mentioned this about if he come back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in 10 years' time, he thinks that the fans would be fond of him. Ange Postecoglou rubs shoulders now with Bill Nicholson and Keith Birkinshaw for, being one of 3 managers in our entire history to win us a European trophy. Give respect where it is due, and I respect Ange Postecoglou for delivering that European trophy. And interestingly, also on the overlap, I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but do go and watch it, because he actually blames himself. He says it is a collective that we won the Europa League, but it's all on him. He takes the blame for finishing 17th. He said that we weren't going to get relegated, so he put all of the eggs in the basket of winning the Europa League. I tell you what, I respect Ange Postecoglou fully. I think at the start of that season, and especially what he come out and said in the previous week on the overlap, where he was targeting players like Neto, Semenyo, etc. And with respect, we got 3 teenagers and Dominic Solanke. If Ange Postecoglou would have got the players that he wanted and deserved after finishing 5th in that first season, and having Harry Kane leaving the football club as well, who knows what could have happened. I just think that this is another cycle again where managers have not been given the players that they have wanted. And, like Ange said last week about the wage structure, many things need to change at this football club. And this is probably why the Daily Telegraph reported about key sponsors unimpressed by Tottenham. And, some companies are not continuing their partnerships beyond this summer. Let's wait to see what happens there. Yes, some companies do end partnerships with football clubs. This does happen. But of course, if Spurs are finishing 17th in the Premier League table and we're currently 16th in the Premier League table, I've absolutely no doubt that some companies will think about partnering with Tottenham, sponsoring Tottenham, and having business deals on a yearly basis. They want to be covering and they want to be sponsoring the top teams. So Spurs, should not be loitering down the bottom of the Premier League table, 17th and now 16th. We need to climb up that table and fast, and then the sponsorship deals will, of course, remain. And of course, new companies will want to deal with Tottenham when you are a successful side and you are a Champions League side, a European side, year in, year out. As I've said, as I've mentioned on so many of these episodes, Spurs need to be going in the right direction, and we need to show real ambition in the summer yet again. How many times have I said that? Under how many managers have I said that, particularly since 2019, Pochettino days, of him saying about the mansion and you need the furniture to put in the mansion. Since 2019 now, we've had 6 permanent managers, and this is our 4th interim appointment. We can't keep carrying on like this things need to change dramatically. Now, Spurs boss Martin Ho, I spoke to him on Thursday ahead of Monday night's game in the FA Cup against London City Lionesses. Wouldn't it be nice to see the Spurs women go all the way to the final like they did in 2024, sadly losing 4-0 in the final against Manchester United. But Spurs have a real buzz about this team right now, doing very, very well in the WSL, they're putting some great performances, particularly last Sunday against Aston Villa, scoring 7. And I'll be honest, it could have been double that. Attacking play, really, really good. As Martin Ho said, can't be conceding 3 goals in any game. So he has certainly been working on the defensive side of things this week. But looking forward to that game as well. Let's hope that they can go on a real good run. This is the 5th round of the competition. So let's hope that Spurs can go all the way to the final. Now, general admission tickets have been frozen for the 26-27 campaign. I'm pleased to hear this, although the club have put up the prices slightly for premium seat holders and box holders, etc. But general admission, that has stayed exactly the same, and rightly so, because the football in the last 2 seasons now have been nowhere near good enough. And I think if the club put any kind of increase on the general admission tickets, I think that they'd have a big, big problem. And of course, there have been many, many empty seats, particularly this season under Thomas Frank. And, things need to improve on the pitch. And then, of course, the fans will come back and they want to see entertaining football. They want to see Spurs giving absolutely everything. And most importantly, we want to be seeing the club showing ambition and doing the things the right way. And, we want to see, what we were promised at the start of the season. And that was Spurs want to be competing on all fronts. At the moment, it's very, very sad to say, and I hate saying this, but we are a million miles away from that right now. This season and the remaining 12 Premier League games, this is about Premier League survival. And I'm hoping and wishing Igor Tudor all of the very best for Sunday and beyond until the end of the season. Let's hope that he can get these players firing on all cylinders and rebuilding that confidence with a number of these players. I hope to see the players walking in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday with real confidence, looking like they are there to win, not looking beat like sometimes under Thomas Frank this season. Let's hope that this is a very, very different Tottenham that we are going to see under Igor Tudor. And let's hope that we can, secure Premier League survival sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. Let's hope that Sunday is a real success for Tottenham. Fingers crossed. Stay safe and well, and I will see you on the next one. Come on, you Spurs.